Hey, what's going on, people? It's your boy Brandon Brevon Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. Y'all already know what's going down today, so turn it off, turn it off, turn it all the way off, little boy. Yeah. Hey. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Brevon Towns. Again, this is Sports Plus Life. If you are a first-time listener to Sports Plus Life, definitely hit that subscription button and become part of the Sports Plus Life family. I hope everybody's doing good because it's going to be a damn good show today, okay? This is going to be a good show today. It's a nasty weather day in Richmond, Virginia. In a lot of Virginia. I was in Fredericksburg and Spotsylvania earlier, and it's just as nasty there. But I hope everybody's doing good. I didn't do a podcast on Monday or Tuesday because, honestly, I was just tired. I mean, I'm just keeping it real. Keeping it really real. I was just really tired. But I'm refreshed, rejuvenated, and let's go. Let's go. Because it is Thursday, February 6th, 2020. And boy, like I said, we have got some things to talk about, so I'm not going to waste any more time. Without further ado, let's get to it. All right, I'm going to start off by recapping Sunday's Super Bowl matchup, Super Bowl 54 between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers, or pretty much go over the collapse that was the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 54. I mean, you saw the game. Ain't really much more I could say.
Get your damn act together.
I mean, well, of course there is, because I'm going to say some more. But, I mean, I'm not going to say anything, honestly, that you haven't already heard. The 49ers blew it. The 49ers choked. They had the game won. Their defense was playing lights out. Kansas City scored on their first two possessions of the game. They scored a touchdown and then a field goal. And up till about the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter, they hadn't done anything. Mahomes had thrown 2 interceptions. The 49ers defense was as advertised. Jimmy Garoppolo, through 3 quarters, was playing awesome. I think he was like 18 for 20 or something like that. He was playing lights out. The 49ers were able to run the football. Deebo Samuel was making a case to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. And then, I don't know what happened. After Patrick Mahomes threw his second interception midway through the fourth quarter, and the 49ers had a 20-10 lead thanks to a Kyle Juszczyk touchdown as well as a Raheem Mostert touchdown. They had the game in control. Now, we know that Kansas City had been coming back. They came back against the Texans. They came back against the Titans. Neither of those teams bolstered the 49ers defense. But then, when they got that interception, I said, boy, we know what's coming now. Kyle Shanahan is going to get them to run that ball till the cows come home. And then they started throwing the ball. And I'm like, What? I'm like, what are they doing? Look, I understand if a team knows what you're going to do. If a team knows that certain play calling is coming. But it's a whole different thing if they can't do anything about it. Biatch. And the Kansas City Chiefs could not do anything about the running game of the San Francisco 49ers. Tyrann Mathieu said after the game, thank God they stopped running the ball. Tyrann Mathieu, the best defensive player on the Kansas City Chiefs, told you all you needed to know. God damn it! As in perspective to how the 49ers choked and how much they really could actually stop the run, which was none, really. I mean, if you look at the stats, you're not going to see lights-out stats from Mostert or Tevin Coleman, but they were running reverse plays that were working every time to Deebo Samuel. On their scoring drive, Tevin Coleman and Mostert were getting it done. It's like you have the game won, and then, okay, so you go 3 and out if you're San Francisco. then you still have Kansas City's offense playing like crap. And Patrick Mahomes takes an 11-step drop back and just heaves it up to Tyreek Hill for 44 yards. Then they got a pass interference call in the end zone. And then Mahomes hit Kelsey in the back of the end zone. And there it was. You saw what was coming. And then the 49ers went 3-and-out again. And you knew the momentum had totally swung. You knew what was coming. The 49ers defense did not have a chance to recover because their offense did not do anything 2 out of their last 3 drives to give them any help, any rest or whatsoever, because that defense was playing absolutely fantastic. Patrick Mahomes throws a beautiful pass to Sammy Watkins, who burns Richard Sherman. And then, like I said, we all knew what was going to come after that. A screen pass to Damian Williams, and it was a touchdown. Now, what I thought was going to happen, like I was telling my man Eddie when he was over here, when it was 20-17 and Kansas City got the ball back, I said, this is what's going to happen. Kansas City's going to score, and then San Francisco's going to score. So Kansas City scored. San Francisco was driving, and it was 3rd and 10 from the 49-yard line, if I'm not mistaken, and Jimmy Garoppolo did a play-action pass to Emmanuel Sanders, who was open by at least 2.5 steps, and he overthrew him. And that would have been a touchdown. I'm not gonna say it would have been game set match because it was still too much time, and Mahomes had just found his rhythm, but it would have given the Niners the lead, and he just missed him. Kyle Shanahan's play calling was bogus. Jimmy Garoppolo didn't come through in the clutch, and then to seal the deal, Damian Williams ran a touchdown. Just to put the exclamation point on it, Kansas City scored 21 fourth-quarter points against the best defense in the NFL. In the fourth quarter, they scored 21 points in a span of 6 minutes against the best defense in the NFL. What you guys think of? What you guys say about that? So now your reigning, defending Super Bowl champions are the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm a Denver Broncos fan, so part of me says, ugh. But good for Andy Reid. He's been coaching for a long time, 21 straight years, never winning the Super Bowl. This is only the 2nd Super Bowl he's gotten to. Good for him. Good for Patrick Mahomes. Only the 3rd black quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. And like I said, that makes me happy because the other 2, Doug Williams and Russell Wilson, did it against my Denver Broncos. So now 49er fans can have that claim too. But for the San Francisco 49ers, for Kyle Shanahan, this is the 2nd Super Bowl where Kyle Shanahan was in a coaching position that he has totally froze up in the 4th quarter. He was the offensive coordinator, remember, in the Super Bowl, the Falcons and the Patriots, Super Bowl 51, he was the offensive coordinator when the Falcons built the famous 28-3 lead over the Patriots. And then all of a sudden went ice cold. And the Patriots came back and won the Super Bowl in overtime. That was Brady's 5th. So this is the 2nd time that he has frozen up in the Super Bowl. And I'm like, wow. Didn't you learn anything from the first? I mean, damn, back in Super Bowl 51, the Patriots couldn't stop Devontae Freeman. If you had ran the ball then, you would have gotten the Super Bowl with the Falcons. His dad is Mike Shanahan, who, of course, was the legendary Broncos coach, back-to-back Super Bowl championships, some of the greatest moments of my life in the late 90s. But damn.
You suck.
I mean, come on, Papa Mike. Didn't you tell him run the ball? Like, come on. And, I mean, San Francisco has to really sit in this one, just like the Falcons had to sit in that one their offseason. San Francisco has to sit in this one because they had it won. I'm not taking any credit away from Patrick Mahomes because a team can try to hand you the ball game, but you have to go get it. But the 49ers handed the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl 54, the first Super Bowl victory for the Kansas City Chiefs in 50 years. And they acted like it, too. They paraded like it, too. I mean, that joint was crazy. You had cars driving through barriers and getting arrested and stuff. I'm like, red day. Okay, all right. It is what it is if they want to take it there. But this is something that just came out, and I found this to be kind of amusing that after the game was over, the 49ers partied with Lil Wayne the rest of the night. Now, it was a private party just for the 49ers because, Super Bowl, you bring your family and friends and, and whether you win or lose, they usually have a gathering, with the family and usually have some kind of a event that happens after the Super Bowl. And people are saying that the 49ers shouldn't have been partying with Lil Wayne because, they had just lost the Super Bowl. And I'm like this. Me, personally, if I lost the Super Bowl like that, oh, hell no, I'm not partying. But I'm not going to sit here and pass judgment on them because they did. I mean, Lil Wayne was paid in for a full show before the concert. So he just did what he was supposed to do. I mean, like I said, if I know that I just was on the wrong end of gift wrapping a Super Bowl to a team, I wouldn't be in a celebratory mood. But I mean, hey, to those who were, great. But it's really hard to get back. Guys like Kyle Shanahan knows that. I'm sure Richard Sherman knows that. Bosa's a rookie. He may not. Tevin Coleman should know that because he hadn't been a Super Bowl. He was on the Falcons team that gift wrapped the Patriots the Super Bowl. So, I think people are making a big deal out of nothing. The whole Lil Wayne thing. I mean, so what? So what? But like I said, if it was me, given the circumstances of the way that, if that was me, given the circumstances of the way that they just lost the game, like I said, I wouldn't stop anybody else's party. Myself personally, would not have been in a celebratory mood. That's just me. Because I know how it felt. I mean, shit. I remember when the Broncos lost to, and I'm just a fan. I remember when the Broncos lost to the Ravens because of Hale Flacco. I was depressed. My dad called me. One of my boys, Calvin, called me. Saying, "Are you okay? Sound like you just lost your best friend." I'll take it all the way back to when I was 13 years old when the Broncos lost to Jacksonville in the playoffs. Number 1 seed in the AFC, just like against Baltimore. One and done. I was sick. And I'm a fan. I ain't played, I ain't never played in the NFL. I know when I played volleyball in high school or playing baseball and we had a game that we know we should have won, but we lost anyway. Oh, man, oh, my goodness. I remember I got so angry one time when we were playing a volleyball game outside of Henrico High School, and Henrico absolutely was terrible at volleyball. They used it just as a basketball conditioning program, and we lost to them. I don't think they had a win all season, and we lost to them, and I was just out in the parking lot just going off, just all these profane words, and this lady came up to me and handed me one of them little mini Bibles. "It's not worth it, sweetie." I was like... I was mad, man. So I didn't want to go party. I was mad. I was embarrassed. I was, no. I was mad as hell. But like I said, in a situation like that, party's paid for. Lil Wayne, your family's there. It's Miami. They want to turn up. I wouldn't stop nobody else's fun, but it wouldn't be me. So anyway, that's all I have to say about the Super Bowl. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think this is going to be the last time you're going to be seeing Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. The kid is special. The dude is very, very special. But now that football is over and done with, now it's time to talk some hardcore basketball. Some hardcore NBA. And before I get into all of the trade deadline madness, just let me again go over what the standings are looking like in the NBA. We're beyond the midseason point. I believe teams have played about at least 50 games, and I'm looking at the league-leading Milwaukee Bucks, who are 43-7. Let me tell you something. The Milwaukee Bucks are playing right now with a team who still feels the sting of losing last year's Eastern Conference Championship. They're playing like a team that looks at when the NBA Finals start, when they wake up, when they go to bed, saying, we're going to be there. And Giannis is making a case that he could be a two-time back-to-back MVP winner. And, while this season has started, everybody was talking about what the Boston Celtics going to do, without Kyrie, but add Kemba Walker. What is Miami going to do with Jimmy Butler? Indiana is probably going to look, they're going to look respectable. And when is Oladipo going to come back? And he's back now. Philadelphia 76ers look like they should be the favorite. The Philadelphia 76ers were my favorite to come out of the Eastern Conference. Boy, are they proving me wrong. I mean, the Philadelphia 76ers act like they don't even like each other. I mean, for real. The Sixers are 31-20 in the 6th spot in the Eastern Conference. They're tied for the 5th spot in the Eastern Conference. Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, I don't know, something's just not meshing. They're not meshing, okay? Al Horford, you get Al Horford from Boston to help you deal with Boston and Milwaukee, and now Al Horford looks like he's hit the wall. He looks like the cliff has come for Al Horford. And I don't know, the 76ers, Brett Brown better be very careful, because they kept him in there. That front office of the 76ers kept him in there as the head coach, because they were so distraught on the way they lost last year in the Eastern Conference semifinals in Game 7 at the buzzer with the Kawhi Leonard shot hitting the rim like 4 or 5 times before it went in. Just a gut-wrenching defeat. But this team has underachieved big time. This team, and talent-wise, is still there. But in the Eastern Conference, who kind of has gotten overlooked but is having an outstanding season, the defending NBA champion Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors are second in the East. They are second in the East, third best record in the NBA, 37-14. Through 51 games, they're 37-14. They're better at this point this year than they were last year with Kawhi Leonard. Now, I know that it's the regular season and the playoffs is a different animal, but this Raptors team are saying, hey, we are still the champions. We do have a championship pedigree to uphold. And Nick Nurse is appearing to be a damn good coach. You were going to find out what type of coach Nick Nurse was once Kawhi Leonard left. And I think you're finding out that he is a very, very good coach. And the Raptors, while they're veteran-laden with Lowry and Marc Gasol and Serge Ibaka, they still ain't going nowhere. They're still not going anywhere. So you have Milwaukee number 1, Toronto number 2, Boston, who has been playing good basketball of late, they're number 3. Miami is number 4 at 34-16. Then you got the Pacers and the Sixers tied for 5th and 6th. And then you got Brooklyn and Orlando, who are 4 and 7 games under 500, respectively. Then in the Western Conference, of course, the Los Angeles Lakers have been playing with a heavy heart. We know that. They're still number 1 in the West. The Los Angeles Clippers have been playing absolutely phenomenal basketball of late. They've risen to number 2, just 3 games back of the Lakers for the number 1 spot in the Western Conference. Even though, if it comes down to the Lakers and Clippers, home court advantage doesn't make a difference. The Denver Nuggets are just a half a game back of the 2nd seed. The Houston Rockets are the 4th seed. The Utah Jazz are the 5th. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the 6th. They keep quietly climbing the ranks. I don't think they'll get past 6, but this has been definitely an overachieving season, like I thought it would be. The Dallas Mavericks are number 7, and the Memphis Grizzlies, the Ja Morant-led Memphis Grizzlies, are number 8. I don't think the Grizzlies will keep that spot. I think the Portland Trail Blazers will find a way to get to the 8th spot. Damian Lillard has been playing out of his mind. He has been playing out of his mind. And so that's what it is. That's what the standings look like. Now, again, I'm going to veer off one more time because I didn't get a chance to do this with the last couple of shows, but I never got to go over the 2020 NBA All-Star selections, and that, the All-Star game is next week in Chicago. So, allow me to do so. Well, for the Eastern Conference All-Stars, Giannis Antetokounmpo will be the captain. He was the second leading vote getter. So he's in the starting lineup. Joel Embiid will be in the starting lineup as well. Pascal Siakam is a first-time All-Star. He has really done a great job stepping in for Kawhi Leonard once he left Toronto. Is one of the big reasons why Toronto is still a legit championship contender. Kemba Walker from the Boston Celtics, I believe that is deservedly so. And Trae Young making his first All-Star appearance. Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks, the small scoring machine point guard, is making his NBA All-Star debut. Again, Pascal Siakam will be as well. For the Western Conference All-Stars, the team captain will be LeBron James. Joining LeBron in the starting lineup will be fellow Laker Anthony Davis. Luka Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks is making his first All-Star appearance. James Harden from the Houston Rockets, and Kawhi Leonard from the Los Angeles Clippers. So, of course, they will be named Team LeBron, Team Giannis. I don't know when they're going to draft and do all this other dumb stuff that they started a couple years ago. I really wish they would stop with that shit. I just wish they would just go back to East versus West. It's less complicated. But here are the reserves for the teams for the East and the West as well. And the Eastern Conference All-Stars goes as follows. Jimmy Butler from the Miami Heat. I think that is well deserved. You see the difference when he is on your team and when he is off your team. When he was with Minnesota, they went to the playoffs for the first time in forever. When he leaves, they go back to shit. The 76ers, who were a playoff team without him, they'll be a playoff team again this year without him, but are nowhere near as formidable, at least not right now, as they were with him. Speaking of the 76ers, Ben Simmons makes his second All-Star appearance from the 76ers, as well as Chris Middleton from the Milwaukee Bucks. Jason Tatum is getting his first All-Star bit of experience from the Boston Celtics. He will make his All-Star debut. Domantas Sabonis, the son of Arvydas Sabonis, the great Portland Trail Blazer, but his son is an Indiana Pacer, and he will make his All-Star debut. Veteran Kyle Lowry from the defending champion Toronto Raptors. Kyle Lowry just continues to make All-Star teams year after year. I believe this is his 5th consecutive All-Star game. And Bam Adebayo from the Miami Heat. Surprising Miami Heat, this is his All-Star debut as well. And for the Western Conference All-Stars, you have a couple of old faces. You have some familiar faces. One of the familiar faces is Russell Westbrook from the Houston Rockets. I believe this will be Russell Westbrook's 9th All-Star game, if I'm not mistaken, possibly his 10th. And also joining him in the backcourt, you have Damian Lillard, who has definitely been on a tear. Dame Dollar is getting it done. From the Utah Jazz, you have Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, both making their All-Star debuts. I believe these two should have been in the All-Star game last year. From the Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic, the Joker, is making his 2nd consecutive All-Star appearance. From the Oklahoma City Thunder, Chris Paul. Was there any doubt? Chris Paul is having one of his best seasons, particularly as a leader. And this last All-Star selection as a reserve is somebody that I'm really happy for, and he deserves it. He's been balling this year, and that is from the New Orleans Pelicans, Brandon Ingram. B.I., of course, was drafted by the Lakers, played his first couple of years there, was part of the Anthony Davis trade, but has really shined. He's averaging about 27 points a game. He has really shined since being in New Orleans. I just hope that with now Zion Williamson now active and playing, that it doesn't hinder his game too much, because Brandon Ingram is something special. He really is something special. And I do believe that the rosters were picked. I hadn't really been paying attention. I do believe that the rosters have been picked by Team LeBron and Team Giannis, if I'm not mistaken. If this is correct, Team Giannis will consist of Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, Kawhi Leonard, Kemba Walker, Bam Adebayo, Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Nikola Jokic, Domantas Sabonis, Jimmy Butler, and Chris Middleton. Not a bad squad. Not a bad squad at all. And Team LeBron would be James Harden, Joel Embiid, Pascal Siakam, Trae Young, Brandon Ingram, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum, Kyle Lowry, and Russell Westbrook. That's a big team. I mean, that's a huge team. I guess it kind of levels out. I guess it levels out. But I mean, goodness gracious, Joel Embiid and Rudy Gobert and Ben Simmons. But okay. So now, to me, there's always all-star snubs. There's always all-star snubs. But this one in particular was kind of effed up. Bradley Beal from the Washington Wizards is averaging almost 30 points a game. And he didn't make the All-Star team. I mean, he didn't. I don't understand why he didn't make the All-Star team. He definitely feels some type of way, called it disrespectful. Kyrie Irving did not make the All-Star team. I kind of wasn't surprised, because Kyrie spent half the season hurt. I mean, that's what you get when you get Kyrie. That's why everybody who's going to be on this Brooklyn Nets, bandwagon once Kevin Durant gets back, Kyrie Irving is brittle. Okay? He is very brittle. Now, maybe KD taking some of the pressure off of him will help, similar to when he was playing with LeBron. But we shall see. Now, on to the trade deadlines. And the most notable trade made was, the most one of note was the Memphis Grizzlies finally trading Andre Iguodala, who refused to play for him, trading Iguodala to the Miami Heat for Dion Waiters and Justice Winslow. Kind of surprised they let Waiters go. To me, Justice Winslow has been a disappointment ever since coming out of Duke. But yeah, Dion Waiters, Justice Winslow, and James Johnson. And the Heat will get Iguodala, Solomon Hill, and Jay Crowder. That's a good pickup. So you can tell that Miami is going for it, that they truly believe that they have a chance to come out of the Eastern Conference. I didn't think that this would work the way it has when they got Jimmy Butler. I was of the mindset of, why would Jimmy Butler leave Philadelphia to go to Miami? I understand it's Miami, no state taxes, but if you're trying to win, but I should have known better than to bet against Pat Riley. For real. Excuse me, I'm porched. Yeah. So, it's been working out. The Golden State Warriors, they traded D'Angelo Russell to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Andrew Wiggins. The Los Angeles Clippers, New York Knicks, and Washington Wizards have agreed to a 3-team trade that sent Marcus Morris and Isaiah Thomas to the Clippers, and Jerome Robinson will join the Wizards. Bruh. Why do Clippers do that? The Clippers just got so much stronger and deeper with defense and scoring. And the Lakers did nothing. The Cleveland Cavaliers have traded for Detroit Pistons center Andre Drummond. If I'm Andre Drummond, I don't know why you'd want to go there. You know, just to be honest with you, I don't know why you'd want to go there. The Houston Rockets traded they traded Clint Capella to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Robert Covington. And so Houston, now this is the thing about Houston. Houston traded away Clint Capella, I think because of a spacing and floor issue that had to do with Russell Westbrook. Not saying that I think Russell Westbrook said, you got to get him out of here. No, because I don't think he has that much clout on the team yet. Though I could be wrong. He is Russell freaking Westbrook. But what they're going to do is, you know, they're fully invested in small ball. PJ Tucker, 6'5" PJ Tucker is going to be their starting center. That would be good if they were in high school. I'm going to tell you right now, this is not going to work. This is not going to work, and I'm going to tell you why. For one, and I've said this before, I'll say it till the cows come home. As long as James Harden is your number one option on any basketball team, you will not win a title, period. You will not win a title with James Harden as your number one. And number two, who the hell are they going to stop in the Western Conference that have big men? How you gonna go up against the Lakers with Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee, or the Clippers with Big Zoo and Montrezl Harrell? How you gonna do that? Or Denver with Jokic? What sense does that make? So they want to play small ball. What this is, I'm gonna tell you exactly what this is. This is a last ditch effort from Daryl Morey and Mike D'Antoni to try to stir the pot to hopefully get lucky, because now this is just desperation. Because I think D'Antoni knows after this season, because they're not winning, they're not getting out the second round. Depending on their matchup, they might not get out the first round. But I think that once this season is over with, I think D'Antoni is gone, and maybe Daryl Morey too. I'm just saying, I think this is a last-ditch effort, because this is just like, what? Unless Mike D'Antoni's going to call up Amari Stoudemire, who's probably training for the big three right now, to say, hey, I just need a big body. Come on. You know my offense. Come on. And I seriously doubt that. I seriously doubt that. So the Rockets also swapped Jordan Bell to the Grizzlies for Bruno Caboclo, whoever that is. The Warriors traded Glenn Robinson III and Alex Burks to the 76ers for picks. Well, good for Glenn Robinson III. Golden State's a crap shooter right now. And the Nuggets, who had just added Shabazz Napier, remember him from UConn, they traded him right to the Wizards. So that's what's going on in the world of the NBA of the A. That is what is going on right now in predominantly the sports world. I'm going to tell you what, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to be real excited, because it's going to be the rematch between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. So, with that being said, I'm going to have a serious life topic, because something has really pissed me off. So, what a buzzer, what a buzzer, what a buzzer. All right. As you know, as I've said the last couple of episodes, me, like the rest of the world, are mourning the loss of Kobe Bryant. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but who remembers the name Gayle King? The Good Morning America CBS interviewer chick. The one who interviewed R. Kelly. Yeah, that one. That chick. Well, she just recently did an interview with WNBA legend Lisa Leslie and felt the need to bring up Kobe Bryant's sexual assault case from back in 2003 in the conversation with Lisa Leslie. I don't know what she was trying to prove from doing that. Maybe she did that thinking that Lisa Leslie was going to say something against Kobe Bryant, but it didn't turn out that way. And me, like the rest of the known world, are quite irritated. Now, most of these things that happen, I stay out of it, or I'll crack a joke about it. You know, like with the Jussie Smollett thing, the R. Kelly thing, you know, I'm serious about the R. Kelly thing. But the Jussie Smollett thing, to me, you know, I cracked the joke about. There are a couple other things, maybe something like Cardi B or something like that. But it don't be that deep to me. But this shit right here, bro, you know what? Before I go on my spiel, you know, I first heard this and I heard the reactions of some celebrities, and I couldn't agree with them more. Let's hear what Snoop Dogg and Boosie had to say about this whole situation.
Gayle King, out of pocket for that shit. Way out of pocket. What do you gain from that? I swear to God, we the worst. We the fucking worst. We expect more from you, Gayle. Don't you hang out with Oprah? Why y'all attacking us? We your people. You ain't coming after fucking Harvey Weinstein asking them dumb-ass questions. I get sick of y'all. I want to call you one. Is it okay if I call him one? Funky dog-head bitch. How dare you try to tarnish my motherfucking homeboy's reputation, punk motherfucker. Respect the family and back off, bitch, before we come get you.
Gayle King, why the fuck would you ask some shit like that? I don't give a fuck who friend it is. I don't give a fuck she can Obama or Oprah. Why the fuck would you do something like that? Why would you do that to your people? You know what people going through, right? Why would you ask a fucking question like that, trying to tarnish somebody's image? You do that to your own black people. You sad. I'm finna fire your ass up. You sad, bro. People be talking, black people need to stop fucking trying to hurt black people for success. It's all the reason you ask that fucking shit for, to get your fucking numbers up. Give a fuck who you can too.
His legacy is complicated because of sexual assault charges.
It's not complicated.
In 2003,
you just said it was dismissed.
Is it complicated for you as a woman, as a WNBA player?
No.
It's not complicated for me at all. Even if there's a few times that we've been at a club at the same time. Kobe's not the kind of guy, never been like, you know, Lisa, go get that girl or tell her or send her this. I have other NBA friends that are like that. Kobe's, he was never like that. I just never have ever seen him being the kind of person that would do something to violate a woman or be aggressive in that way. That's just not the person that I know.
But Lisa, you wouldn't see it though.
Then how would you see it, Gayle?
Wouldn't see it.
How the fuck would you see it, bitch?
I just don't believe that.
I mean, are you serious? I mean, I couldn't agree with Snoop and Boosie. I don't know who that third guy was, but I mean, I agree with everybody. First of all, how is his legacy complicated? How is you look at the reaction of the world and tell me how complicated it is about his legacy, because you want to bring something up that is 17 years old. I mean, Snoop was right. We are the worst. You know, it just makes me sick to my stomach the way people will sell out just to make a dollar. Just to make a dollar. And you know what? It is always black on black bullshit that gets exposed like that. I mean, are you kidding me? Gayle King. Who the hell do you think you are? You want to come there and talk to Lisa Leslie, a retired WNBA legend and friend of Kobe Bryant. You want to talk about his legacy being complicated because of the 2003 sexual assault case, which he was cleared of all charges. Why was he cleared of all charges? Because I remember what was going on with that case. Because lack of evidence, because they found 4 or 5 different semen samples inside of the woman who allegedly claimed that BS. Now, Kobe Bryant was dead wrong for stepping outside of his marriage. Yes, he was. But for one, Vanessa decided to ride it out with him. He became a better person and learned from his mistakes and became a 10 times better person. Are you joking me? And then when this man is dead, you want to throw salt on the wound. You want to throw salt by reopening up a wound that is 17 years old and that has no relevancy to nothing. No relevancy to nothing to what Kobe Bryant had accomplished since that point and to the type of person that Kobe Bryant had become from that point. That stuff makes me sick. And Oprah Winfrey is what you said, that Oprah encouraged me to do it. Well, why is that? This is the same Oprah Winfrey who did a documentary on Michael Jackson 10 years after Michael Jackson had died. The same Oprah Winfrey that won't say nothing to Harvey Weinstein. Why is that? Maybe because they were co-producers on the 2013 movie The Butler that she was starring in. The same Oprah Winfrey that's coming at Russell Simmons right now. Are you joking? So that's who gave you the advice? Oprah Winfrey? Like I said, she did a documentary on Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had been dead for 10 years. Kobe Bryant ain't been dead for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. And Gayle King is going to ask Lisa Leslie some questions like that. Were you even thinking about the mother and the kids, the wife who just lost her husband and her daughter, the children who just lost their father and a sibling? No, you weren't thinking about that. You were just thinking about getting your punk ass ratings up. Gayle King, who's only famous because R. Kelly came on CBS this morning and fucking spazzed on her. And everybody wanted to look at her like, oh, she's this brave soul, while R. Kelly was going off screaming, and all she sitting there was saying was, Robert, man, won't nothing gonna happen, and it's a studio full of cops. And then she gonna come out of pocket and do some bullshit like that. Man, you know what? And she wanna give that little BS apology. That's just not enough for me. No, you know what? Pop your champagne bottle because your numbers have went up. Take the cork, put it in your mouth, and shut the hell up. We don't want to hear nothing from your old monkler ass. I mean, that is just so disrespectful. As black people, this was a icon, not just loved by black people, but loved by people around the world. Everybody, you might as well say the president. Had died. The whole world stopped when this man lost his life, when this man's child and 7 other people lost their life. And there's no consideration of that. And you want to bring up something old and dusty like that? You ain't shit. Excuse my language. I mean, for real. And as a black person, you know what? Let me tell you something. Once certain black people get to a point of elevated success and certain revenue intake, they don't care nothing about their ethnicity. They don't care nothing about where they come from. They don't care nothing about the people who were there before them that made it so that they could get in those positions. They just like, I made it here, fuck y'all. Because that's ridiculous. And we talk about Black Lives Matter. To who? Black lives only matter when somebody from another race alienates us, while people like Gayle King are tearing down black people every day. It's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. Don't come with no BS apology just because you're trying to save face with a black community that is now pissed off with you. Why don't you, if you want a real apology, that's not going to be done standing behind no camera or standing in front of no camera. Call Vanessa Bryant and apologize for your out-of-pocket ass. I mean, that didn't make no sense whatsoever. She's foul. She is foul. And the only reason why people really even know who she is, at least in the black community, is because of what happened with her interview with R. Kelly last year. She is a clown for pulling that stunt. And shout out to Lisa Leslie, because she gonna ask these questions less than 2 weeks after he dies. You couldn't ask him that to his face. You're gonna wait till he dies and then ask a WNBA player those questions, thinking that she might say something against her friend. Nah, bruh. Nah, shout out to Lisa Leslie for the answer that she gave. Because that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. It's foul on so many levels. And I was just disgusted when I heard about that. I really was. I was simply disgusted because I was just like, wow. Y'all really gonna try it. Y'all really gonna try it. And the person who I think, honestly, and I'm not even trying to be funny, the person who I think is most relieved that this happened was that reporter who, once the crash was initially reported, that lady who said the Los Angeles niggas, but wanted to clean it up and talk about some Lakers. Nah, you won't say no, Knicks and Lakers don't go together. And what does Kobe Bryant have to do with the Knicks? But she is the one that is the most relieved right now. Oh, Gayle King said that. Woo, I am off the hook. Because everybody was coming at her for that Lakers bullshit. But now Gayle King done took the cake. I mean, sometimes these people sicken me, the way they sell out. The way they just sell out. I don't want to hear shit about no Gayle King. I don't want to hear shit about no damn Oprah. I'm going to be honest. Because they attacking, they trying to tear down their own people. And it's disgusting. It is disgusting to bring up a case that he was cleared of all charges for way back when. When this man has a grieving family, a wife, three other daughters, a wife that just lost her husband and her daughter. Look at Vanessa Bryant's Instagram page. I mean, oh my goodness, man, if I was her, I would put up a post that says to Gayle King and just the middle finger. I sure would. Because that was disrespectful, uncalled for, terribly timed. It was awful. It was awful. And she gonna saying that she's mad at CBS. Hey, no. Don't get mad at CBS. Your dumbass is the one who wanted to ask them questions, who wanted to open up that can of worms. Now you mad at the backlash. Like I said, ain't just black people grieving over this man. The world, like I said my last episode, Kobe did not just become an ambassador of the NBA and the WNBA. He became an ambassador of confidence. And you're going to try to tear that down? How dare you? And he hasn't even had his funeral service yet, which is February 24th. He hasn't even had that yet. And you coming at his neck. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. You should look in the mirror and spit. And spit directly at it. That's what you should do. That's what you should do. Don't come with no BS apology like the one you came with. No. You want forgiveness? Ain't no camera going to be on when you apologize. Get yourself right with the Heavenly Father and get yourself right with his family. That stuff really irks me. It really irks me. But again, this is Brandon Brevon Towns. This has been another episode of Sports Plus Life. I just had to let that be known, people. Again, if you are not a subscriber, definitely hit that subscription button. Any questions, comments, or concerns, definitely leave me some. I will get back at you personally. I promise. I'm out of here. Peace.